Well, this is the story of my grandpa, Jack Lewis Allen. He was born in Illinois and he joined the military during World War II, where he left his small town and went to Hawaii, and he met the love of his life, which was my grandma, and they got married and were together for 50 years. My grandma died when I was 14, and she was really the person that I was connected the most to. I was her baby, and we spent a lot of time together, and I didn't really talk much to my grandpa before that. He was always kind of putzing around the house and doing things while my grandma and me would play games. And when she died, I was living with my grandparents. And so when I'd come home from school, it would just be me and my grandpa. And we became very close. I spent my afternoons hanging out with him and talking to him and hearing about his life. He was one of my closest friends. He'd listen to all my teenage drama and kind of put his 2 cents in. And he was miserable though. My grandma was his soulmate in every way. They slept in recliners together when my grandma couldn't sleep in a bed anymore. And even after she died, he still slept in the same recliner. He just loved her so much. I made him promise me that he would stick around till I graduated. But in November of 2008, my grandpa was diagnosed with gallbladder cancer that had turned to pancreatic cancer. And they gave him about 6 months to live without treatment and decided he wanted to die at home. My dad told me the news, and I was mad. And I went to my grandpa and I yelled at him. I asked him, how could he do this to me when he promised me that he would be there? And he wouldn't look at me. And I couldn't understand at the time why he would want to leave when there was so much more left to life. My dad, my stepmom, and myself got ready to care for him. We got him a hospital bed to get him in and out easier. He developed a tumor, pretty sizable one, and it eventually made walking difficult for him, and he became too weak to do it anyways. So I pretty much stayed home from school and helped take care of him. My stepmom was a big part of that, and she would help me and my dad wash and bathe and change and care for my grandpa. People would come by to pay their respects, and that's when I really saw the impact that my grandparents had. People made trips from other states, from different cities, to come say like their final goodbyes. But what surprised me the most was the way that my family reacted to it. I had always assumed, from movies and books, that people they would come together and be nice to one another and appreciate, the time that they had, and I was naive, I guess. It was a really big breaking point for my family, and nobody could deal with losing, the biggest cornerstone of the family, and just because of the things that happened during the process of my grandpa dying. There's no more family gatherings. There's hardly any talk between them. Cancer took my grandpa, but it also took my family, or what I thought was my family. guess that's it.
Have you or a loved one been affected by cancer? Share your story and learn more about KUAC's exploration of Cancer, the Emperor of All Maladies by visiting kuac.org/cancerfilm.